good for all the big teams in Africa regarding the qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But what is happening with Nigeria? That is the question almost everyone is asking today. 3 draws in 3 qualifying matches, signifying their worst qualifying campaign since they made their first appearance at the finals in 1994. Welcome to Sport Africa. Of course, this is where we talk about everything football and other biggest footballing stories on the continent, so long an African is involved. My name remains Ashalolu Afemi. James Agberebi is here with me. And of course, to you all, thank you so much for all the support that you've given us since we started with Sport Africa. For those who are just even watching for the very first time, of course, we were formerly with the Nigeria Fans Forum. Then we had some issues, some very technical issues that were beyond our control. Then we just had to start it because, of course, we had to keep moving. And all we solicit from you, please, is your support. Of course, this is a pan-African kind of a sports program, because this is where we discuss all things, like I said earlier, regarding African footballing story. James, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Femi. I'm happy to be here. The World Cup qualifiers match the 3 and 4. They're not too palatable for the Super Eagles, but like I say, the journey is still far. Let's see what happens as the qualifiers commence today and tomorrow and maybe to Wednesday. So hopefully they will bounce back.
Yeah, of course, the Super Eagles have take it all or leave it clash in Abidjan today against Benin Republic. Remember, Benin Republic is tutored by former Super Eagles coach again, Otro. So a lot to talk about today. We'll be taking you through our continental roundup like we do right here on the show. Then we move to our talking point. Now, I think it's best we talk about what is happening with Equatorial Guinea, because the last of that situation regarding Emily Nsue hasn't been heard. Now, James, you remember FIFA banning Emily Nsue for 6 months and, of course, suspending Equatorial Guinea Football Association. I think FIFA has lowered the hammer. Instead of just banning the country altogether, 6 points have been deducted from their 2 games from out of the, and they started their campaign to reach the 2026 World Cup finals on a very great note. FIFA had deducted them 6 points. Those are win against the Namibia and Liberia, and these are 2 games that Emily Nsue scored very vital goals. And then FIFA said, okay, if you're not satisfied with what we've done, you can go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. But everything began in 2013. James, I want us to put things in perspective so that people watching can actually have another understanding of how this all started. Remember, Emily Nsue played for the Spanish Under 21 side, but the argument FIFA is putting forward is that he had played competitive game for Spain. That is FIFA's argument, and that is the reason for banning Emily Nsue for 6 months, and of course deducting the country 6 points from the World Cup qualifier so far. Now, what people are saying is they said FIFA are too harsh. FIFA has been too harsh on Emily Nsue and, of course, the Equatorial Guinea Football Association. But then a lot of people said, where have FIFA been? Where have they been since 2013 up till now? Where have they been?
For me, it's sad that they've gotten to this stage for a country as small as Equatorial Guinea, who are just showing what they can do. We also saw what they did at the last AFCON. In Sweden, imagine the top scorer, and look at where they started at the World Cup qualifiers. Now it's like they're starting afresh, starting from square one. For me, it's going to be very difficult now for them, because I don't see how they're going to get back those points. I mean, I can't remember the last time they started off on the such
or they even came this close.
Note.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, home and away, you've already gotten my maximum points. Now you're like starting all over again. I mean, I don't think they're going to recover from this. It's sad. And, just like what you said, where was FIFA all this while? Like, I mean, since 2013, that's over 10 years, now 11 years before they now decide to act. So I don't know. It's a sad one for Equatorial Guinea football, for the footballer himself, for somebody who did very well at the last AFCON, and with this ban, and so I don't know. I don't know what was FIFA thinking. Why are they just coming out now? Is it that they were going through investigations before they decide to arrive at this decision? I don't know. Because we begin to imagine like why is it that it took this long before they were able to come up with this to take this stand, banning the player and deducting points from the national team. So it's a sad one for them, a sad one for the national team. And this is somebody who had issues with the FA, so I don't know how he's going to take it, because if they decide to ban him, what happens to his top scorer award at the last AFCON? I don't know whether they've taken a decision on it, whether they're going to take it away from him. It's something I don't have an idea of, which means the players who scored like 4 goals. Because I think I saw the
5 goals.
top scorers, the chart. He scored 5.
Goals.
There are some, I think 2 players scored 4 goals, so I don't know. So let's just wait and see what happens. But it's not something good, because this is somebody who came out of the blues, and did very well for himself and the national team. And here he is now with the ban and the national team being deducted points.
Okay, James, if you look at Emily Nsoue's record for Equatorial Guinea, it's almost impeccable. 23 goals in 40 matches. Now, what FIFA are saying is that in 2013, when Equatorial Guinea FA approached them when Nsue wanted to do a national switch, FIFA said the country actually went ahead to cap Emily Nsue without its formal approval. Now, I think if we are blaming FIFA, that where have FIFA been all this while? That is 11 years now. I think we should also knock on the door of Equatorial Guinea FA and also apportion to them their own appropriate blame, because why would you cap a player without, for instance, I remember Ademola Lookman, when he completed his switch from England to Nigeria in 2022, FIFA made a statement regarding that effect. But FIFA is saying that Equatorial Guinea did not wait for them to go that far, as in announcing that, so player has completed the switch before the player was capped. So if we are blaming FIFA, that why have they been in 11 years? I think we should also blame the Equatorial Guinea FA. And I think for his top scorer award at the AFCON, since the AFCON is not a FIFA organized competition, I think we just allow him to keep their word.
Yeah, I think the blame will go on both sides. FIFA, fine. FIFA can say, okay, because is it that they want to tell us that all this while when he was playing qualifiers, they were not aware? They don't. I don't know. It's like they don't check when they give out from invitation. At least, even the teams that they played against, I think that would have been easy point for them if they are taking note that this guy has been ineligible player all this while. That's something that they would have
even CAF
brought up and get
itself,
easy.
It also means that CAF does not do due diligence. That means a player can come from nowhere and from South America, from Asia, and just come to play in Africa in CAF organized competition. So it's a kind of tripartite blame. You have to blame FIFA, blame CAF, and of course blame the Equatorial Guinea FA.
Yeah, I think you may want to cut some slacks to CAF, because I think it's how many issues you expect CAF to handle. There are so many, because this is an issue because of the duration. That's why it's shocking to almost everybody that what has been happening all this while. Like 11 years, they are just coming up with the decision. So. I think the first point of call, it should be the Equatorial Guinea FA. They should know. I mean, I want to believe that they have officials who know about nationality switch, what that should be put in place. But I mean, they decide to do otherwise, and it has landed them in a very tight situation, because the way they started the World Cup qualifier, I believe that if not for this deduction, I believe they will be even though they don't qualify as top at the top team, I don't see them not picking at least the second spot, which will guarantee them at least the qualification for the best second place team. So a lot of, for me, I will not rule out FIFA's own blame, because why is it that it took this long? the FA too for not doing the proper thing, and CAF. I mean, I really want to drag CAF into this because the FA, they are the one that will take the first step. Then whatever they've done, then you now alert CAF. That's why I see the whole thing. But the damage has been done, and they just have to pick the pieces and forge ahead. But this is not it's not a good call for them at all.
Okay, because if you ask me, if a player is switching his nationality, there should also be some papers that will be filed with CAF, the respective continental football body. So I'm not sure if, when CAF didn't see such, with the pedigree, this is someone who has played for the age group of another country in another continent entirely. I think CAF too should have also asked questions. James, let's talk about Cameroon now. A resounding 4-1 over Cape Verde. I'm not sure any of us saw that coming because we had these fears that it was going to affect the indomitable Lions of Cameroon in that game. And I think now with that win, I think all the warring parties can now rest their case. 4-1, I think their qualifying campaign is back on track now. So I'm sure this morning Ugo Cruz will be very proud of himself, though they have a tough start against Angola, but at least that alone signified a very good start for him, despite all the furor, the back and forth, the altercations, the confrontations between the Ministry of Sport in Cameroon and, of course, Fecafoot, led by Samuel Eto'o.
It's Mark Bryce you wanted to see.
Mark Bryce, I should say. Yeah,
Yes,
Mark Bryce.
yes, it's a good one. A perfect way to start his reign as head coach of the Indomitable Lions. We thought with all the issues, the Samuel Eto'o, Fecafoot led body and the Ministry of Sports thought to affect the player, but I think it was timely for Eto'o to bring out the word a broker piece, because that at the end of the day, there was no way it was not going to affect the national team, and was able to sit down and plan, So that's one thing I like about the Indomitable Lions. They have this thing about them in the face of adversity. They always have a way to get the result, which they did. I mean, Cape Verde 4-1. Cape Verde is not they're not small fry when it comes to African football. Find they are not among the heavyweights, but they're a decent side. To put 4 past them goes to show that the Indomitable Lions are the main business. So I hope this victory will kind of suit some nerves. Because what is most important now for the team is to qualify for the World Cup. Because failure to do that will open old wounds for them. Because like I tell you the last time, Femi, this issue, I don't think we've had the last of it. So we.
So you still think
I don't.
you think
it's possible. It's possible. I think they're just papering. They are just papering over the cracks, Femi. I don't want to believe that everything has been sorted. Because it's not the first. That when it comes to the Cameroonian football, that it goes beyond the Fecafoot. It's not them doing all the. They don't have the final say. I think there are bodies who call the shots. So we've seen it. So I it's not as if I'm praying for this what happened to come up again. But Femi, I mean, that it is possible with African football. So let's see how things pans out. And see how things goes. And hopefully this victory will be like a new chart for them. So that let the players focus on the task at hand, not that they'll be thinking who's going to be our next coach, who's going to take charge of us, So it's a good way to put all that happened over the past week. It's a good way to put that aside and focus on the business at hand.
Okay. James, Cameroon, they are top of Group D with Libya. Senegal, of course, Tunisia, they are, back at the top of their respective groups. What is happening with Nigeria, James? We know 2 games under Jose Pesero didn't go well. Then South Africa, everyone expected a tough game against South Africa, and that was what happened in Uyo. But what is happening with Nigeria, James? There's been a lot of questions regarding why Finidi George, in his first competitive game, didn't field Victor Boniface, and he's been saying, "Please, let's do our job." He said he left him out for tactical issues. Today they have a must-win game against the Cheetahs of Benin Republic in Cote d'Ivoire. This should be at an advantage to the Super Eagles. But don't forget that their second game, they played against Zimbabwe and Rwanda. They drew. They had to even come from behind. So there is even no guarantee that today they're going to get all the 3 points against the Cheetahs. What's going on, James? Remember, Nigeria missed the 2022 World Cup. Is there going to be a repeat again this time?
For me, it's so sad the way the Super Eagles started their World Cup qualifying campaign. I mean, 3 straight draws. I can't recall the last time this kind of outcome. I can't recall when it happened. You always know that Super Eagles, when it comes to qualifiers, they always win their home games. You're like 99% sure that they're going to win their home game. But 2 games at home, and they recorded the same result, 1-1. Against Lesotho and South Africa. With due respect to these teams, these are teams that you expect the Super Eagles to at least get maybe at least the slimmest of margins in terms of winning, but they've not been. They and Zimbabwe, they are the only 2 teams who are yet to record the win. Lesotho has a win. They've recorded the win. Benin Republic recorded the win. So even playing in Cote d'Ivoire, I don't think it's an advantage to Super Eagles because Benin Republic has played there. They played their last game right there. They defeated Rwanda 1-0. So what better way to go into a crucial game in today's encounter than getting your first win, and a team that's been coached by the former Super Eagles coach again at Raw. This is somebody who has an idea. He knows all the players. So. I don't know. I don't really know what's really happening, Femi. It's a sad one, honestly, because the earlier they start getting the 3 points, the better for them. Before it gets to a stage where you now start relying on other teams to do your bid for you. I mean, the opportunity is still there now to get your get the points on the table, but they are just. And the sad part is they always come from there. Once they concede first, they always end up drawing the games. Okay. So for me, going into this game is not an advantage for Eagles. There's a venue they know very well. They played in the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium in Cote d'Ivoire, but like I said, Benin Republic have played there. They have the feel of the stadium. So it's not a guarantee. They're going to that game. It's going to be a 50-50. Fine, on paper, you want to say the Super Eagles, but with what we've seen in these qualifiers, Femi, I think you cannot beat your chest and say they're going to do it against the Beninois, because this one, they will be brimming with confidence. They have professionals too. People who they too don't want to go to the World Cup. Togo went to the World Cup against all odds. Angola went to the World Cup against all expectations. So who says Benin Republic, with the way they are going, with a coach that have been to the World Cup before, who say they too cannot do it, especially the way the Super Eagles have been dropping points here and there. I mean, they're not going to look at fine, they will respect the Super Eagles, but on the field of play, they believe that they can emulate other teams who have gone to the World Cup and also pick the tickets who say they cannot do it.
Okay, James, I think the Eagles, they just have to keep hopes alive. What happened against South Africa is not the final throw of the dice. But what do you think Finidi and the boys must do differently today to get the win? We saw Ghana. I think we should not forget about Ghana. Otuado, first competitive game, very difficult game. James, Mali went away to Mali, goes from NS Nuama and of course Jordan. Now you did the magic for them. What do you think Finidi George must do today and the boys to get this? Even if it is 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, they need all the 3 points to get their campaign back on track.
I think they have to start on the front foot. The game against South Africa, they were just too passive. They were not too decisive. It was the second half that they upped the tempo. So, I mean, when you go into a game and you are just passive, I mean, the South African, they scored against the run of play, So, I mean, you just have to try and look for a way to stop that.
But I think the South Africans, they deserve that goal. They deserve the goal because first half, I think they were better. Second half, Nigeria were better.
No, I think the Super Eagles were all over them in the early part of the game. It was when they were. It was not as if when they scored, they were like dominant. Like that. They were not. But you can't take away the fact that they worked for the goal.
Because
the
well-crafted goal. To score. They had chances to have even scored.
Yeah. Before the goal came, they were getting back into the game. Luckily for them, they now got the goal. So for me, it's like I said, the Super Eagles just have to start on the front foot. You have to go in there and let the opponent know that they are here for business. sometimes it's the way you approach the game that your opponent will respond. If they see that you are not really into this, I mean, you allow them to grow into confidence. So that's what have been happening in this qualifier. The Super Eagles have been making teams to grow in confidence when they play against them. You don't give them that something to think about. They believe that they can go toe to toe with you. That's what we've been seeing in these qualifiers. It's a different Super Eagles team in the qualifiers compared to what we saw at the AFCON. The AFCON team, they always go out to take you out and seal up the game. But this team has been so passive. Against South Africa, they came all out in the second half. When they got the equalizer, you thought maybe they would just go ahead and though they created chances, they were also unlucky not to put away some of those chances. We saw what's his name? Teremorphy
Samuel
one on one.
Chukwueze,
He couldn't
he's in
score.
the
Samuel
inside
Chukwueze hit the
the
post.
crossbar. Yeah.
Even Brachi Osai Samuel too. He had an opportunity. So they have it all to do. They just have to be serious. They just have to up the tempo. They just have to be in the face of the Benin because they are growing in confidence now. And despite they go into that game under pressure. And when you're under pressure, I mean, you know what? No matter your talented squad, if you're going to big games under pressure, for me, there's no way it's not going to affect you.
Okay, James. In 1 minute before we go on this break, do you think the Super Eagles are in the back miss the experienced William Trosecon, Kenneth Omeru, and of course in the attack, would you say they also miss Victor Osimhen?
Well, I don't want to start apportioning and saying okay, this is the reason why they didn't win this game or that game. I mean, the team had a lot of quality to take out these other teams. I mean, they had chances. They were just too wasteful. Look at Onuachu. In the very first minute, he had a decent chance. These are the kind of goals he would have scored in his club side. But I don't know, when it comes to Super Eagles, they only find it difficult to make impact. So there are players who should have taken care of business. If Osimhen maybe suffered a long-term injury, are they not going to? I mean, you need players who will step up to the plate. You can't just continue relying on the likes of Trostekong, Victor Osimhen, Moses Simon. I mean, this is the opportunity for other players to lay claim to these positions. I mean, which better way to do that than to take this opportunity? But I think they're making it glaring now that if these guys are not there, they cannot just do it on their own. So the earlier they step up, the better for the team.
Okay, let's go on this break. When we return, James, we'll talk about the debacle that we saw at the Cathedral yesterday, also known as the Enugu International Stadium, in the match day 25 of the Nigerian Professional Football League. We'll be back. Please stay with us. Yeah, welcome back. It's still Sports Africa, wherever you are in Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Sudan, Egypt, Libya. This is the place to be. This is where we discuss all things sporting events, sporting stories on the continent of Africa. Please, all we need to do, all we need from you, I should say, is your support. Please subscribe to our channel because we started this a few months ago after we had some technical issues beyond our control with our former platform, Nigeria Super Fans Forum. So you just go check it out on Nigeria Super Fans Forum. Then you will see what we've done previously. So this isn't just a completely new thing on YouTube. No, at all. We've been in this business for quite some time. So please, we need your subscription. Please subscribe. Click on that notification button so that you get the videos as soon as they drop. James, yesterday, the enthusiasm before this game, it's the Oriental Derby, like we call it here in Nigeria. It's like the biggest game of the week. Now the season is almost at the business end, and this game was, it will have likely decided who was going to win the title at the end of the day, because they had just 2 points between Enyimba and Rangers. And then we saw this. This is what we've been clamoring for. The turnout at the stadium. You hardly believe that is a league game in Nigeria. But then in the 70 plus 7 minutes, that decision. That decision almost ruined the entire thing. It is not left for the NPFL board to decide whether the referee made the right call or not. But for me, I think it was soft on Godin Obaje, that Enyimba defender, pulling that. Now the video is right there on your screen. Thank you so much, the producer. So the video is right there. It's clear for the whole world to see the behavior of Enugu Enyimba's fans, I should say, Enyimba fans, trooping to the pitch. It first started with a full road between the players, and then later, like you can see right there, we saw the fans, disrupted the game, went to the pitch, and they were heading down for the dugout where the referee and his assistant had to had to exit from. James, I don't know what we should say. And the sad thing is, everyone is calling out the MPFL board chairman, because they said he's in Cote d'Ivoire. And some are saying you have a game of this magnitude. What were you doing in Cote d'Ivoire with the Super Eagles?
Well, for me, it's. I think it's sad that a big game like the Rental Derby, and it ended on anti-climax penalty. It was penalty every day of the week. I saw it. That was a clear pull. The guy was he prevented that was like a goal scoring opportunity. He cleared he pulled the guy's jersey. The referee was right there, and he told me that was the penalty. So I don't know why they just up for about for the soft. I mean, he denied the guy a clear goal, clear scoring opportunity. And I mean the fans, ran into the pitch, and the players too got involved. And I mean, it's not a good way to promote such a big derby. I mean, if we have the country that we plan well, I mean, this is an opportunity to sell this Oriental derby, but we just ended up messing the whole thing
Even
up.
the league. What happened yesterday in Enugu is a setback, it's a massive setback for the league.
It is. I mean, I can't recall the last time a derby attracted such turnout. It was massive. I can't recall. This is what we've been preaching, and we had the opportunity, and look at what happened. I don't think they prepared. They were ready for the kind of turnout that we saw. Maybe that was what now overwhelmed everybody. And I mean, fans getting onto the pitch. And I saw the clips where the players were all over the officials, and I mean, I think the league body must act fast and come down hard on Enyimba. I mean, you don't do that. I don't know. I don't know where you're going to learn. I mean, we keep preaching that we want the league to be attractive. We want sponsors. I mean, who's going to see this and I want to put his money down for such shameful acts? It was an embarrassment for such a big derby, the Oriental derby. I don't know if there's any other derby as big as the Oriental derby in Nigeria.
Close, yeah.
I mean, look at it. Yes, just mess the whole thing up. I mean, this was a good opportunity to sell the league, but I mean, this issue of crowd issues, players going after officials. I mean, it shows that James, we are not ready yet. We are not ready to wipe out all this negativity in the league.
Okay, James, I know that, of course, we can all even guess what the MPFL board is going to say. They are going to dock the Enyimba point. So that might likely be the end of Enyimba's quest to defend the title they won last season. But the thing is, according to some of the things that we've seen, or that we've seen the board even talk about, or that we've heard they've talked about, is that the home team is burdened with providing security. So who do we blame in this instance? I saw a police officer trying to, in this case, what you can do is perhaps to even throw in tear gas. I saw a few tear gas that did no justice in even trying to disperse the crowd that had trespassed onto the pitch. Now, who do we blame? Rangers were supposed to provide security for this. As a matter of fact, when you saw, even if there was no prior adequate arrangement, when you saw the mammoth turnout, is enough to call him for more backup. You've seen it in Europe. When you just see this steward, trooping out in their numbers, and you see them, they will encircle the entire area where the fans are. So if you are blaming Enyimba, what they did is condemnable, then where you ask, where is the security? And that's the reason why a lot of people have said they don't want to go to the stadium to watch games because of insecurity.
Well, for me, it's part of the lack of preparation organization that we keep talking about. I mean, from the build up, that's when the home team and whoever is involved would have acted fast. You know that these are historic teams in Nigeria. That's more reason why you would have made security a top priority. But they just felt it's just a game. It's not a game. It goes beyond what happens on the pitch. It's a derby. There are so many things involved. Enyimba Rangers, these are historic teams in Nigeria. So you expect the organizers. I mean, they just goofed. You expect them to put in all the effort. I saw the build up to the game. Femi, it was, I can't, like I said, I can't recall the last time I saw a league game in Nigeria that sort build up. Rangers are going for the title. Enyimba trying to defend. So there are so many things at stake. And the organizers decided to just mess the whole thing up. So let's wait and see what the league body will do. I know that they're going to come hard on Enyimba. If it means deducting 9 points, I don't mind. I mean, you just have to
Come
start
on, James,
sending.
come on.
Yes, I mean, you look at their fans, their players. Almost everybody got involved. For something that, I mean, like I said, that was a clear penalty. The shop, all these. The guy, he pulled somebody that was go bound. That was had a clear cut chance of scoring, and you felt you didn't do anything. So Femi,
Okay.
until we start getting things right, until we start putting things right, we will continue to see things like this.
Okay, this throws a lot of questions there. I didn't think there was a VAR. The referee will have been able to go check, see things, clearer for the second, third, fourth, as many times as he had to, as he would have had to in order to be certain about his decision. But we'll keep our finger. Please, Nigerians, we want you to in the comment section, please tell us what you think about what happened right there, because I think Rangers should be having responsible for the security at the stadium. Now, James, before we go, let's talk about the fixtures for the 2026 World Cup qualifiers coming up today in Africa. Just a few of them. You have Equatorial Guinea hosting Malawi. Then you have a Benin Republic, like we've talked about that game. They're hosting Nigeria in Abidjan. Then you have Uganda, Algeria. You have Guinea-Bissau, Egypt. Then you have Burkina Faso, Syria alone. Then you have Ghana. We told you how Ghana went away to Mali to win 2-1. Then they'll be hosting Central African Republic today. So certainly, if they get 3 points in that game, it will give them a serious edge. In South Africa, Zimbabwe, that is another game that Nigerians will be, keeping a tab on. Then Angola, Cameroon, Cameroon, they're going. Remember, they won 4-1 against CR. Then Congo, Morocco, Cape Verde, Libya, and of course we have Kenya hosting the Ivory Coast African champions. James Agberebi, thank you so much for your thoughts on the show today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Remy. See you next time.
All right. Please, wherever you are, please subscribe to our channel, Sports Africa, Sports without the S, then Africa with the K. Thank you so much for all that you've done for us. Thank you so much for all the support, for always being there for Sports Africa. We'll see you all next time. I remain Ashalolu Afemi. Have a fantastic week ahead of you. Bye for now.